Hello and welcome to PS Such a Connection. I've been abandoned again by S. So I'm just going to make a quick video about some of the stuff that happened on tonight and last night's Bachelor in Paradise. So it started with Chad leaving. And, um, I didn't really have any feelings towards that. Although I did feel a little bit of pity for him because it seems like he, doesn't have much else rather than annoying people on reality TV. He said, "What am I supposed to do after this?" So, he wants the fame from it, and he realized that his way of going about it wasn't correct. So, who knows what's gonna happen. Um, so then Leah comes, and I had kind of forgotten her from Ben's season, so I had to look up and refresh my memory. And I think she also goes about the show the wrong way. She tries to get under people's skin and tries to, tear people down rather than just focusing on herself. So Lace thinks she might go home because Chad's gone and she didn't make any connections with anyone else. And the only thing I really had to say about this was that it was kind of like middle school when Vinny came over and was talking to her, and she was like, go tell Grant to come and talk to me because I want to talk to him. So go tell him that I like him and see if he likes me. So I thought that was funny. I really liked the relationship between Sarah and Vinny. I thought that was going to be something, but it ended up not being. That was kind of unfortunate. But I am glad that he stayed with Izzy because I'm glad that she's going to be there. I'm kind of sad that, getting ahead of myself, he gave the rose to Izzy, and that immediately means that his relationship with Sarah is done, but, whatever. Carly was not into the kiss with Evan. She thought she was gonna be, but she was not. And again, I don't think she handled it very well, I kind of understand going off and just saying anything really that you feel about something when it's happened, but I think she should have maybe thought twice about what she was saying, especially since she knows it's going to be aired on television, and she didn't say very nice things in that. And even though I'm not a huge fan of Evan, it was a little rough, just a little bit. Then at the rose ceremony, Jubilee and Leah went home, and I was really sad to see Jubilee go because there was no one there that I really saw her being with, but she's really cool and I'd like to see more of her, and I don't think we've seen enough of her. I know on her season she was a little bit catty, but I don't really think that's her. So I'd like to just see more of the intelligent, less competitive side of her. And Leah went home. And again, I think it was for the best that she went home. I think she was going to cause a lot of drama just because she doesn't go about things the right way. So then Josh comes and he takes Amanda away from Nick, and that was a huge deal because they were both on Andy's season and Josh won and Nick clearly went home. And then Josh and Andy broke up, so whatever happened there, neither me or Steph saw Andy's season, so we can't really comment on any of that, but we should go back and watch it. But I don't really know what the deal is with Josh and Amanda because there was that little conversation on the boat about the book that Andy wrote, and besides that, they don't do a lot of talking. It's a lot more of other things. So I just don't really see them being together in the long run. I see them being together because they like the taste of each other's lips currently. So I don't know how much that would work out in the long run. And I felt like she had something more with Nick. So I don't know if that's going to revert back. Now that this whole Evan thing is happening, and I guess we'll see more about that next week. I really like Jared and Emily's relationship, and I liked when she walked us through her steps to get Jared to kiss her on the bed, and then he didn't. I just loved that. That was hysterical. But they did end up kissing, and I was really happy because they're super cute together. And I love the twins so much. I don't really like Sarah and Daniel's relationship because I feel like he is not a very serious person, and not that someone who's serious can't be in a relationship with someone who's not serious, but I just feel like Sarah's looking for something more than what Daniel's looking for. And I think that they could be really good together for a while, but I think in the long run it just wouldn't work out. So I really would like her to be with Christian more, who shows up in the second part of this episode, or Tuesday's part of this episode. So I was kind of really upset that she wasn't as into that. I mean, it's her life, she makes her choices, but I was just hoping that there would be a little bit more with Christian, especially since I love Christian and I want him to be happy just as much as I love Sarah and want her to be happy. Brandon shows up and everyone pretends like they don't know who Brandon is. Brandon is the greatest, and he went home way too early on Desiree's season. Me and Steph used to have a third partner in this whole endeavor, and she stopped watching. She refused to watch any more Bachelor, Bachelorette things with us because Brandon went home on that episode of Desiree's season. And I'm not joking. I wish I were, because I really wish she were here with us. But she will not watch with us anymore because Brandon went home. And I really want him to be with Haley for the rest of their lives. I want them to be happy. And I was so upset that he couldn't tell Haley and Emily apart, because it's really hard for me because there's all the breaks and the... Sorry, my dog. There's all the breaks and the camera angles, and I'm not sure what I'm looking at any given moment. And they do look alike. But when you're there in front of them, I feel like it should be a little bit easier. Whatever. It was devastating, and I think he's going home because I think in one of the promos they had either Emily or Haley saying that they're gonna go home, and then they say, we're both gonna go home, and I was like, oh no, that probably means that Brandon is gone. What? So he's gonna go home too early on this too, but hopefully he doesn't, hopefully he stays. And then there's this whole thing with Evan, because he decides to go after Amanda, who is currently in a lip lock with Josh. So that's not a good idea, and I don't know where that idea popped into his head, where he thought that would ever be a good idea. I get that the show is about love, but clearly you're not even on her radar, so... I mean, like, putting yourself on her radar is gonna be a little bit better for you, but it's just a bad idea. That Evan goes and tells Amanda that there were all these things with, like, abuse with Josh, and like, this is what me and Steph talk about, because he just doesn't handle anything tactfully. Why would you go behind someone's back and make those accusations in an environment like this? Like, it just seems scrappy, it seems stupid. Like, it seems like the coward's way out. So, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we will tune in next week. I like the show a lot better than last week, and I don't know what it is. There weren't any, like, stupid, insane things on the date like that clown, and there are a lot of moving pieces that I love, and a lot of, like, intermixed drama that I latch onto because it's awesome. So, check us out on Twitter at Such a Connection. We'll be live tweeting every episode, and continue watching. Thank you. They're still recording.